All right, so I think we are good. Share this with everybody over there. All right, friends. Just posting this. Live stream now. Okay. All right. Let's see. How's audio? Audio's good. All right. We got 3 people. How are you guys doing? So, I guess the first thing I'll do, I'm going to talk very briefly just about why I'm doing this live stream. So I posted that video back in November, like essentially saying I was coming back to doing reactions and then putting out some reactions and then making that a couple of those videos, like the I Lied video, the I'm returning video, and then also the introducing the Anton network video. And I've put up, I guess like 3 months of reactions and content since then. And at the same time, hey, what's up, George? This is kind of what I'm talking about right now. And I just feel like I just want to get on the same page with everybody. I feel like I haven't, as much as I've made some announcement videos with you guys and kind of like brought you into my world and what's going on, I feel like I haven't actually like connected with you guys. You know what I mean? And just like got on the same page. Like, hey, what's up, Brian? Melanie and secured meet and greet with, oh wow, that's awesome, dude. That's super cool. I was speaking of Hardy, I was just listening to a Beartooth's recent record, and I know that Hardy's on a song and just love that collaboration. So to continue what I was saying though, like I feel like I've kind of like, hey, what's up, Iceberg? I haven't seen you for a while, dude. Gage, nice, man. Nice to see you. I feel like I haven't really got the chance to talk to you guys. And the biggest thing is like to answer any like questions or concerns you guys have, because like so much has been changing with the channel. There's been so many changes, and I know like in my head I have all of these things that I want to evolve into. I have so many creative ideas. And I feel like, I'm just at the beginning of this creative journey, and like I'm not even close to getting to where, not that I want to be, like I know I'll get there, but it's an interesting place where I have all these ideas in my head. None of you guys know anything about them. And I'm just curious kind of like where you see the channel right now. Like I know ever since like, going away for 2 years and then coming back, like the traffic is like not gonna lie, probably like 1/10 of what it was. I think before, like average video, like even like the average like live stream average video would get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. And now the average one is getting like, I don't know, 200, 300, 400. And if that's just like, hey, people aren't interested in the content, that's okay. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's like, I think that's the price, creatives pay for following their own creative journeys, is that sometimes, the previous audience isn't into what's happening now. And sometimes like you're kind of like, it's an interesting journey. And I think sometimes it feels kind of lonely, because like I'd established, like I had something really good 2 years ago, right? Like I had something really good, I feel like we were very aligned, the community and I. And now it's just like, all right, guys, I'm going on a completely different, going into a different direction and niche. And like I said, I just want to see how you guys are doing. You know, like I said, I think a big thing is like I want to answer any of your like questions and concerns. If any of you guys are worried about, you know, maybe the direction of where the channel's going, I just want to make it like very clear to everybody, you know, if this is a channel that you guys are going to still love, or if maybe, yeah, maybe if what you loved was is no longer what I'm doing. I think I just want to kind of have that I guess you could say like closure, I think. So it's like a celebration if we're still aligned with where the channel's going, and then closure if we're not. And you know, it's kind of sad, but I think just like any good relationship, or you know, like I think I see it kind of like if this is going in a direction where people are no longer interested in what I'm doing, I think I would want to kind of view it like, you know, like let's say like you love somebody, you're in a relationship, and you had a really good relationship. Maybe it was 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Maybe you had kids together, and it's like you really loved each other. You really went through challenging times together. You helped each other grow. And then you just kind of like realize like, hey, you know, like we're growing in different directions now. Maybe the kids are grown up, and you know, who are we now? Do we still love each other? Are we still romantically in love with each other? Or are we just kind of like roommates? Are we just kind of like friends? And that's kind of like, again, the analogy I see in my head is if we no longer are aligned in the same direction, I think I just want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, thank you and goodbye. Do that with love. Like, instead of this bitter, like, oh, fuck them, they're not continuing this journey with me, or, you know, they're not open-minded. Instead, just be like, hey, like, I get it, you know? Yeah, I don't really, you know, a lot of the artists I was into 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I just haven't really found myself listening to as much anymore. And as a reaction channel, that's can be a really big shift, because so much of the time people in reaction channels are subscribing for like their favorite artist or their favorite genre. And if I'm no longer doing that genre or those same artists, yeah, a lot of people just won't be interested. So just like I did in my Anton network video, look in the description of this video in this live stream, and I've posted kind of like 2 tiers of my favorite artists right now. So like tier 1 is like artists I listen to ongoingly, even though I don't listen to music all the time anymore. Like I sometimes will go like a week or 2 without listening to music. And I usually am kind of into like 1, 2, 3, 4 artists at a time, maybe like sometimes even 2 or 1. And I'll just like kind of binge those for a week, and then I'll like kind of put them aside. Hey, Aaron. And then I'm going to answer all of these in a second. And hey, what's up, Dave? So what was I saying? Yeah. So pretty much like all of the artists that I love, I'm posting, in the description. And so if you guys love those artists too, fantastic. Just going to be more of those kind of artists. Like I'm just really, as I've said in that Anton Network video, I'm really, focusing the kind of artists we do on the channel, like really just kind of doing artists that I'm stoked about, that I love. Cause that's what burnt me out from music for like a year, is just, feeling like I was, just listening to things that I wasn't really pumped about. And so music stopped being something that I loved. So I'm just, because I see myself doing like reactions and stuff. Maybe, I'll answer your question here in a second, Dave. It's like, actually, I think you're kind of what you're talking about is what I was talking about. Tank is a YouTube, but a roadie. Exactly. Yeah. Tank the Tech. He's really cool. I really like Tank. And then Dave, charge people $20 a request. That is what Angela is doing. That's actually what had me lose my love of reactions, to be honest, Dave, is charging people for reactions and having people like dictate the direction of the channel. Because a lot of those requests might be artists that if it wasn't for the channel and it wasn't for being a reactor, I probably wouldn't really listen to those. Like they didn't really inspire my soul. You know what I mean? Like I think we all have, you know, music that we love and that really inspires us. And we have things that are cool, but don't really like, inspire our soul. And so now what I'm doing, Dave, is I do the Twitch streams and I do live streaming reactions. And so pretty much everybody that's there live, like I take your request for free and I just take like 1 or 2 per stream. That way, I'm not monetizing it the same way. And it puts less pressure on me because there's sometimes an obligation. Like when people are paying money, like I can just be like, hey, I don't like this, but I don't know. I know what it feels like for me. Like I have artists I love and like, you know, I'll share them with my friends and my family. And if someone hates something I love, like it kind of is a little bit of a bummer. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you love something so much and you don't want someone to say something that you love so much that you are so inspired by. Someone just go like, oh yeah, that sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I would never really do that. But yeah, there were times where like, I just really didn't like things. And that was challenging. Like finding the wording. Because I just wanted to like respect people. And it's so easy to go, oh yeah, I don't like this and be like really flippant. And, you know, like, I think it's also just part of my nature. I really care about people. Part of it is also I want people to like me. Part of it is people pleasing. But also, like, another part of it is just, like, yeah, I just know what it's like to love something. And somebody not get it. Somebody not see what you see. And a lot of the time too, like I would be aware of like, maybe this is just not the right mood I'm in, right? It's like so much of the time I think requests are these like definitive things where like reactions are these definitive things where like, okay, you do a reaction to a song and what's often viewed as is like, oh, this is forever how I'm going to view this song. Either I like it or I dislike it, but a lot of the time those things change. Sometimes I didn't really like a song and then I might go back to it a year later and then like it. You know what I mean? But yeah, all this is to say about charging people for reactions. I don't see myself doing that anymore. Yeah, just like at the moment it's free reactions. And then like once I have my membership community, it will be like, you know, I'll be taking reaction requests from them. So it'll be kind of paid, but it won't be like money for a request. It'll be kind of like that will just be like a bonus benefit of being part of the community. Is like, that's just the kinds of pools of requests I'll be taking things from. It just keeps it manageable too. So you don't have thousands of people asking for requests and you getting to like, you know, 1% of them, right? So I'm going to go through some of these questions now. Lots of people have started getting into reaction videos these last couple of years, so it wouldn't surprise me if people are more dispersed out to other channels. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely could be. And George Marsh, you're doing great. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's these things have been weighing on my mind a lot lately. Mostly just feeling disconnected from the audience, all you guys, like just kind of being like, it's not that I'm looking for your approval or I'm looking for like your direction on where to go. It's more just like, you know, you being friends with people and you just haven't checked in to see how they're doing in like a year. And you're just like, how's Tom doing? I have no clue how Tom's doing. I have no clue what he's up to in his life. I've no clue if Tom is still following what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I think it's more just like, just like wanting to kind of get a feel for you guys. And I think like rekindle that connection. Because yeah, like YouTube can definitely be kind of like a solitary journey sometimes. And it's just that eternal balance of like making, like being a creator, being a creative, and doing things for you. And like as Rick Rubin would say, just like do it for you, make the art for you. The audience, you're not making the art for the audience. If you're making art for the audience and what they're going to like and approve of, you're not an artist. You're doing it for money. You're doing it for fame, or success. And so for me, like I do this because I love it. I do this because this is my passion. I do this because even if I wasn't doing it publicly, I'd still be doing reactions. Like what started me getting back into doing these reactions was I was started to just do them by myself because I wanted a journal of what I thought about music the first time I heard it. Like I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if I had like, yeah, a video of me the first time I listened to the new, I don't know, Sarah McLachlan song, Five Finger Death Punch, Parkway Drive, like whatever band you love, Shinedown, Nickelback, like, wouldn't it be awesome? Jack Savoretti, Florence the Machine. Wouldn't it be awesome if I just like had, yeah, that for myself, right? So it's like I'm fundamentally doing this for me. And at the same time, it's like a huge bonus of doing this and putting this content out into the world is the community that forms around you and the friends you form. Like there's a handful of you guys that I've already seen that like I still talk to, you know what I mean? Like, and I've been talking to for the last 3 years since I've been away, or 2 years since I've been away. You guys still DM me, still check in. I still check in on you guys. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just like secondary found family kind of thing, yeah. And it's just, yeah, I think it's also human nature. It's like, I think we have this like, or at least I still have it, this desire to be part of something, be part of a community. Yeah, this also just, yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just like kind of friendship, even though like, like you guys don't live around me. You're not like my main friends I hang around with on a weekly basis, but I don't know, there's a lot of friends I have that, my closest friend lives in Texas. You know what I mean? Like I've seen him once and like we talk all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't have to live near people to love them very dearly. Yeah. So I just, yeah, I really love some of you, and especially those of you that I've, yeah, got close with and really got to know. And, a lot of you that like come to the Twitch streams and hang out and, we get to know each other on a personal level. Like, yeah. Yeah. So as I've said, I just want to see how you're doing and how you guys are enjoying the channel. If you guys are still enjoying the channel, also let me know right now, what are you like, what, if anything, and again, like I'm doing this fundamentally for me, but I do want to hear from you guys. Like, what would you guys like to see more of? What are some of your favorite artists that we've done that we haven't got to in a while? Because especially if they're like a tier 2 artist, again, check the description of this live stream to see kind of what music I'm really into lately. Like if they're a tier 2 artist and, enough of you guys are like, hey, like I'd really love to see more of this artist. That will sway me a little bit. Like I will be like, okay, cool. Like next time I'm open to that artist, like I'll definitely throw them in. Cause yeah, I won't say I disregard what you guys say. It's just, I think I just follow my own creative journey much more now than I used to. I really kind of outsourced my creativity before and what I was really into. But yeah, let's get to more of these questions. Do more Backstreet Corey. Do more Backstreet Boys. The Show Me the Meaning of Lonely reaction is my favorite video on the channel. Thanks, man. Yeah, Backstreet Boys. I don't even know if they're in my tier 2. I like Backstreet Boys a lot, actually. I haven't listened to them really. I haven't really listened to them at all, I think, in like 2 years. So they're one of those artists where I like them for sure. They just haven't really showed up on my playlists lately. So I definitely recommend like check out like a Twitch stream and like, you know, during the request time, if we're doing kind of like, you know, singer-songwriter pop stuff, definitely throw Backstreet Boys in there for sure. Dave Wayne, Angela reacts. She charges $20 a request. She's making bucks. Yeah. Oh man. You know, like at one point I was doing like $50 for like a guaranteed reaction. And yo, I was making a lot of money. I was making like my bank account was, I was able to support myself fully just from that. But it really, like I said, it took a toll on me. Like I just felt like I was losing my love for what I was doing. Yeah. So yeah, again, now I just want it more organic. I just like that feeling of just you guys showing up and just throwing out requests and stuff. And, you know, for any of you that hang out a lot and I have got to know personally, like I kind of bump you guys up to the top of the request loop. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like Angela shows up to a lot of these streams. I just want to like reward you, reward your loyalty, your friendship, and reward the fact that you're going out of your way to show love. Like, again, that means a lot, you know? So yeah. Senya, Corey, I second that. So we have another Backstreet Boys fan. She's making a lot of money, but it helps people to get to know music that they were not even born. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, I still take requests and stuff, just not overtly like that. Aaron, it got a bit messy for lack of a better word. Yeah, the way requests used to work. Oh yeah, there's whole spreadsheets and Aaron was helping with it and Amber and David. Like we had like moderators on the Discord who were all like, their job was to make sure that it all worked out. And it all did work out. We got to all of them, but yeah, it was wild trying to find a system that would get to everybody's requests in good time. It was a challenge. Senya, you don't need to be a people pleaser, Anton, for us to like us. I mean, for us, yeah, I thank you. I hear you. It's, well, I come from being a people pleaser, and I think all being a people pleaser is like, you take somebody that genuinely likes people and is a people person. Like I'm a people person. I like people. I like connecting with people. I like love. I like friendship. I like open-hearted communication. And I think where the people pleaser comes in is anytime you get someone like me, or probably a lot of you guys who are into my channel. And it's like when you get somebody like us who are like a really people, and when we have wounds, when we have trauma, you know, neglect, like, you know, for me, it was my father. I never felt like my father loved me. And I was expelled twice, suspended like 25 times. So for me, the wounds I had, like, they took that open-hearted person I was, and they made me feel like I had to be something for people to love me. And so that's something that I still have a little bit of me for sure. But it's hard to know what part of you is just loves people and loves connecting. I don't think I have very much of it anymore. And I think I can see that by my actions and my behavior. Like the fact that I'm okay with losing some of your belief in me, you know, the fact I was able to put up that video talking, like admitting that I lied about some of my reactions, you know, me saying I'm going to follow my heart and what I'm actually interested in. Like, I think this is like all ways for me proving to myself, like, okay, like I don't need people's love like I used to. I still value it. I still love it. Again, it's just like, it feels beautiful when you connect with another human being. You know, when someone tells you they love you, or you tell someone you love them, it's like, it feels good, you know? But thank you, Senya. What do you think of Dave? What do you think of Angela reaction? She has #1 channel on YouTube. Is she? I've never even heard of Angela. Michelle Podgurski. I'm so excited to see you back. Thank you, Michelle. Nice to see you. How long have you been following the channel, Michelle? Podgurski. I'm curious. I don't think I've seen you in a live stream before, but I could be wrong. There's a lot of people that come through. George Marsh, I can relate to you in a lot of ways. Dave Wayne, I have the best suggestion. That was funny. All right, what is it, dude? George, I'm always looking to connect with people. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's I think people like us, man, it's beautiful. I think, what would our world be like? I think, in human design and gene keys, this system, the psychological system I study, we call these loving and connection kinds of people line 4s. So like, I'm a line 4, you're probably a line 4. But it's just like, we're the people on the planet that are here for people. Some people are here for the work. Some people are here to make a difference. Some people are here to fix the world. Some people are here to make an impact. Some people are here to go on adventures. Some people are here to express themselves. And others are here for people. And they're here to be in community, to be in family, to be in relationship, to love people, to be loved, to be part of a community, to do something together. That's the kinds of people that we are, George. And it's beautiful. And without us, and many of you guys as well, without us, all of us, this world would be very cold. We're the heartbeat of the world in a lot of ways. We might not be the people that are here always to impact the world the deepest. We might not always be the visionaries. We might not always be the adventurers. And we're all of these things. We have all of these aspects within us. But fundamentally, like, if you really love people, you're the heartbeat of humanity. And we're the healers. We're the people that are here to love and be loved, and spread love. Aaron, Tori Amos, and Christina Perry. So definitely I want to get back to Tori Amos. So Aaron, next time we do a stream, a Twitch stream, if I do anything like singer-songwriter, please bring up Tori Amos. I really want to get to her. And Christina Perry, we've only done one song by her, Human, and that song was a masterpiece. I love that. I'm definitely open to getting back to Christina. Janet Jackson, yeah, she's not on my tier 2 list. I haven't listened to her in a while. I've been listening to a little bit of Michael Jackson, but I haven't really got into Janet yet. Same thing with you, George. Next time we're kind of doing like something soul, R&B, catchy, that kind of thing. Definitely, stop by. And also, I'm really enjoying how open-hearted you are here today, George. So I'll remember your name and I'll bump you to the top of the list, man. I really value how open you are in this conversation, man. And just, I appreciate you, man. So, definitely bring up Janet Jackson in one of our upcoming Twitch streams. I'll also, in this video, in this live stream, I'll put my Twitch. Or Aaron, can anybody here that knows my Twitch throw it in the Twitch chat? That'd be awesome. Just so people can make sure to follow me there. Carolyn Dunn, I always love seeing you, Carolyn. Thank you, as always, for just showing up and just being really open-hearted. I really appreciate you. Like, you drop a lot of comments, and hey, you've always been my favorite reactor. I really appreciate that. Like really, it's people like, all of you that are really just like open-hearted and I feel like really value me as a human being, primarily. I really value you guys. Same with you, Gage, man. I think you've been here like the longest, dude. You've been here for, I think, 4 years, maybe even 5 years. Yeah, 4 years, I think. I'm not sure if you kept up with Starset over the last year since they're tier 2, but they released 4 new singles. Yeah, so I actually did one. I think I did Dystopia. I did one, and it's actually in the exclusive Patreon reactions. I did one of them. I wasn't a huge fan of it. And I think that kind of I don't know. It wasn't Toxic. I think it was just no, it was Brave New World. I did Brave New World, and I don't know, didn't really do anything for me. But I do really, and I think, to be honest, what drops Star Set from a tier 1 artist for me to a tier 2 artist is their first 3 albums I adore. Like, some of those albums are some of my favorite rock records ever. Horizons didn't, lyrically, it was incredible. And in that full album reaction, I was really blown away by the lyrics, but sonically, it wasn't my favorite by them. There were some songs that were great. Like, I love Infected. I loved the first single, Earthrise. Like, there was a few songs on that album, and maybe I just need to go back to it again, honestly. But I didn't love it like I did those other records. And then I listened to Brave New World, and I just didn't really like that one. And then I kind of put them on the back burner again. But because I know you love them, Gage, I'm more than happy if you show up at a stream to like throw a request in for you. I'm more than happy to do that, just because you've loved the channel for so long, man, and I do really love Star Set. I've had some of my favorite moments on the channel ever. Star Set has been, especially like the first record reaction, the second record reaction, and some of the third record too. So yeah, it'd be cool to get back into Star Set. And yeah, we might do a full album reaction. I made a promise that I was strongly considering Linkin Park's new record. I still want to do one more song by Linkin Park React to figure out if I'm going to commit to a full album reaction. I'm realizing they're just fuck, dude. Full album reactions are ordeals, man. Like, that's especially because I'm not doing as much content as I used to. Doing a full album reaction is like doing like 3 weeks of content, 3 or 4 weeks of content. So it's a thing. And I think I would have to know there's enough of the audience that is into it, like patrons and stuff, for me to value doing that. I think it's one of those things. Yeah. You just want to like, full album reactions or something where I want to do it with the community. Like, you guys, like, yeah, that's fun. And one thing I might do is, if enough people who are patrons want to do a full album reaction, what I might do is I might do a full album reaction on Twitch. So free for everybody, but then after I've recorded it and like chopped it up and stuff and made it professional, then do that exclusively for patrons. So I might do like the live reveal of the full album reaction. Yeah, I might actually do that in the future, is kind of like put stuff up for free and then transition to putting that content for the patrons. So in a way, people who don't want to pay for so not a good reason to give people stuff for free just because they don't want to pay for it. But, you know, for people that are having a hard time with bills and stuff, it's like, it allows them to like check it out if they get to like that immediate when it's actually live, and then make it for the patrons after. So I think that's probably the best thing to do. Dave, Monday R&B, Tuesday country music, Wednesday rock and roll, Thursday country throwback, Friday rock and roll. Are you talking about like, that's an idea for me? Because that's way too much content, man. You definitely should have been here back when I used to put up 2 pieces of content per day, dude. So Dave, there was a time in the channel, man, back in 2021, 2021, I think, where I was making, I was putting out 21 pieces of content a week. I was so burnt out, dude. I had to take a month off. I was so burnt out. I was doing a full album 2 full album reactions every month. Gage, do you remember that? Aaron, maybe you remember that too. I don't know how many of you remember those days, dude, but it was like, we were doing 2 full album reactions per month and putting out 2 videos per day. We were doing a rock video per day and a pop video per day. I don't know how I did it, man. I just had so much energy. I think I just had so much like youthful drive. Like, I was just starting my YouTube career, and I was just, it it was the excitement. It was the wonder of this was a brand new thing. Where now I feel I'm not jaded at all, but now I think now I just have a better work-life balance, and now I'm like dedicated to being happy in life and not just grinding. And if it takes me longer to get where I want to go success-wise, that's cool. I'd rather get to where I want to go, loving my life, than get to where I want to go faster and just need to take like a month or two off. I'm going to get to some of these questions more for a second. All right. So, Corey, I'll look out for that. There's plenty epic things they've done I'm sure you haven't seen. Yeah, one thing I do like about Backstreet Boys, man, is for a pop band, they're epic. Like for a pop band, they're epic. I actually recently saw the documentary Dirty Pop, which was about Backstreet Boys and a whole bunch of like NSYNC and stuff. That was a really interesting documentary. Fucked up, but really interesting. But yeah, it's definitely, yeah, get on a stream and throw something there, man. Cheetown DJ 72. What's going on, Anton? Hey, dude. Happy to see you're still active. You and I had a combo a few years ago about lighting in your original. Oh, dude. What's your name? Is your name Eric? I remember. Yeah, it was with my dude. I think I remember you, man. You reached out on Instagram, I think. I had the old camera and I had a completely yellow pigment to my skin. Like I had my lighting totally yellow. And I remember you were like, "Hey man, like here's some ideas about making the color tone better." Was that you? And then yeah, it got noticeably better. I think this was about May or June, maybe October actually. September, October 2022. No, it was before that. I think it was like May, June or July, because then I got my this camera in August. But yeah, dude. So if you are that person, man, I owe you a lot, man. Thank you very much for your help. Senya, maybe react to more 80s stuff. It's my favorite decade. Yeah, I haven't listened to like any 80s stuff lately, except for Luba and Taylor Dane. Do you listen to Luba or Taylor Dane? I went through a huge Taylor Dane phase a year ago where I listened to her like every day for I think like 2 weeks. Her and Luba. I was just like hardcore into it, man. I went through like a Fleetwood Mac phase. I went through a Peter Gabriel, Sting. I think one thing about me is if left to my own devices, I think this is where I do value your support and your help. If it's left to me, I think I'll only listen to modern stuff because that's what excites me about like new things. So I think what you guys are good at is giving me that feeling of like, oh wow, this is like brand new, but from old artists. So yeah, definitely stop by the Twitch streams and yeah, we'll get into some other stuff. I know we recently did In Excess. I think that was the most recent 80s thing we did. Space, greetings from Macedonia. Nice, man. Aaron, got it. Maniac, YouTube. Hey, man. George, thanks, bro. Means a lot. My pleasure, dude. Yeah, I definitely, I get you, man. Hey, Anton, Mike here from the UK, England. Hey, what's up, Mike? Aaron, thank you for throwing my Twitch in there. I appreciate that. So everybody, Aaron threw my Twitch handle in there. So just click there. I usually do 1 to 2 Twitch streams per week. Minimum, I do my best to do 1 if I'm into music. Again, my lifestyle is different now. Now I don't do anything I don't feel called to do in my life. Like I'm just all intuitive because I just know like how many times I reviewed songs before when I just wasn't into it. And how many artists did I review that I never went back to, or I got a bad taste in my mouth because I just wasn't vibe. Like I wasn't even really into music at that time. Right. So like this keeps it. So when I listen to music and I do reactions, I actually want to do them. So that's why sometimes like, probably what I might end up doing is, like in the future, like maybe 1 week, I'm not really feeling music, but then again, that's why I also react to like culture and current events clips and stuff like that. Cause I'm really fascinated by where culture is. But like, if I'm not into any of that, I just won't do a stream. And then maybe the next week or the following week, after that, when I'm feeling music or reacting to stuff, like I'll do 1 or 2 streams. And usually I can get like kind of 3-4 pieces of content per stream. I will never forget Earthside though. Yeah, I know, dude. Rodrigo, hey man, greetings from Brazil. Thank you for coming. Carolyn Dunn, love these live chats. Aw, thanks, Carolyn. Something I like to know, do you ever go to live concerts? That's something, honestly, Carolyn. So I've only ever been to like metal concerts, which sucks because I'm not. One thing I've realized about myself is metal is one of my favorite genres. I adore metal. But I love really melodic metal, and mostly I love metal for the melodic guitar work and the melodic choruses, because some of metal singers are the best singers you've ever heard in your life. Some of them, like when they're singing, and they're just beautiful voices, powerful, angelic, just magnificent. And I do like it when it gets heavy, but I need melody in there somewhere. And usually when it's angry and pissed off, if I don't feel like it's a clean rage, I'm very discerning about anger. Where like some bands, I feel like there's a clean rage. I'm like, okay, you're angry at the right things. You're angry at the world. You're angry at corruption. You're angry at fucking child molesters and rapists. You're angry at injustice. You're angry at, these things. Like, I'm like, okay, like that's something to be angry about. And I think like that inspires the soul. Then there's metal where it's just fucking my girlfriend's a bitch and I fucking hate her. And like that stuff, yeah, I don't resonate with that at all. And just a lot of metal is like that. Not actually, I wouldn't say a lot. I'd say, I don't know, like 50% is like that. The other 50% is like, I feel like good anger. And so the reason why I bring this up, Carolyn, is like when it comes to live shows, sometimes it's just like chaotic and angry. And sometimes I just like don't like the vibe always. Like my favorite thing is going to a live show. I don't like being on the floor very much. I actually like being in the bleachers. I like watching a metal show as like a theater performance. Especially because my favorite metal bands are very theatrical. Like Parkway Drive, Five Finger Death Punch, even Starset's not metal, they're like rock, but like I really like bands that like have spectacle. And for me, when I'm at a metal show and people are like pushing me and just trying to get me to do circle pits, I'm just like, no. I just want to like watch the spectacle. I want to watch this like a movie. You know what I mean? And just like, I like the epic shit, right? So I haven't been, to answer your question, Carolyn, I haven't been to a live show in a while. I want to go again though. I keep telling myself like, oh yeah, I'll go, maybe a different chapter of my life. Cause I'm feeling like a hermit lately, guys. For the last like 2 years, I've been feeling like a hermit. Like first it was Mexico, going like traveling for 9 months, and then moving out to British Columbia for 3 months. And then like I wanted to move to Texas. But then my friend Ian ended up going on a world tour and he still hasn't got back. So I'm just kind of like waiting for, Texas to happen. I'm just loving my hermit life right now until I get to Texas. And I think like in a lot of ways, I've kind of told myself like once I'm get to Texas and feel more of a call to like be part of society again. Like I definitely want to start going to concerts and stuff. I'd want to go to a lot of different concerts. I'd want to go to rock concerts, pop concerts. I'd want to see Kelly Clarkson live. I'd want to see like more metal shows, more rock shows, more singer-songwriter, Jack Savoretti, Florence the Machine, Fleetwood Mac, even though they're not together anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of shows I'd want to see. Yeah, I think with metal, I don't like the frantic energy, but I do think it has a purpose. I think the purpose of metal is like shadow work, is like getting your demons out and accepting your demons. I think that's like the highest form of metal. It's really good for shadow work. But some of it, as I get older, some of it just goes like, I don't resonate with this. I do not resonate with this level of fucking like hatred. But still, metal's probably the genre I listen to the most. Yeah, rock and metal, I still think I listen to probably the... Actually, I can't say that. I go back and forth, but lately it's been a lot of metal. But like, yeah, like I went through a hardcore like Jack Savoretti phase for months. I was into him, dude. Like, and he's probably top 3 favorite artists. I need to get him on the channel. What about you, Carolyn? Actually, any of you guys, what concerts have you guys been to lately? What have been your top 3 favorite concerts? Mikey looked at a rather old Discord chat from nearly 3 years ago, although that is a very long time, seems even longer. Interesting, man. What were we talking about, dude? I'd love to know. I love it when you guys bring this up, that we've had like, chats and stuff. And yeah, definitely let me know what we talked about. Let's see. Here we go. Gage, it'd be cool to see you more deep diving into songs. This is really interesting, Gage. I feel like I do that. I feel like I even do that better than I did before. Or do you mean something else? Because you got to see my Breaking Benjamin reaction tomorrow, man. That reaction's 50 minutes long. I think it's like 48 minutes. So I go deep. So precisely, what are you talking about, bro? Because maybe I'm understanding you wrong, but how do you think I could deep dive deeper into songs? Because I feel like I dive into them as deep as I possibly could. Like 25, 30 minutes per reaction. Even especially I think the recent ones to Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, Nickelback. Yeah, I feel like all of these recent reactions, I've been going super deep in them. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking, man. Dave, it doesn't matter to me to pay for something because I work from home. I get you, man. So yeah, so what I'll probably do in terms of reactions, bro, is once I get the membership platform, I'll be taking all your requests from there. Again, not guaranteed requests, but just that will be an added benefit for anybody as part of the community. SXHIB, what's your favorite music? Like I said, actually look at the description of this video and in this live stream, I put my favorite music there. So tier 1 is my favorite music. If those artists come out with a new song, I jump at it. I'm okay, this is my shit. Tier 2 are artists where I've really liked some of their stuff, but I haven't either felt called to them lately in the last year. I still kind of want to connect with them as human beings. Or I just maybe heard 1 or 2 songs, loved them, but haven't heard enough to put them in that tier 1. So check out the description for all my favorite artists. What about you, man? Aaron, I love your album reactions. Aww. Your Savage Garden was chef's kiss. It was a ton. Hey, thanks, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? This is where it's good to have you guys reflect back to me, what means something to you that I do. Because I think sometimes for me, it feels like I'm doing this in a vacuum. And obviously, all you guys that come out on Twitch is amazing. That is so fucking helpful. But still, it helps it helps when you guys share what you guys appreciate. Especially those album reactions. I put so much effort into those. Hours. Hours. Because again, I don't do half-assed reactions. I'm not talking down on anyone that does like 5, 6, 8 minute reactions, but like my shit's like fucking 20, 30 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minute reactions. So you get like, that's like what you get, an album of 10, 12 songs, 12, like that's like 6 hours, it's like 6 hours of content. And it means a lot that you value it, Aaron, because yeah, sometimes I wonder, like, did people really value those? And I think it's one of those things, we only value what we have, like, when it's gone, So I think if I ever do album reactions again, it will be like artists that are like my favorite. Just like those tier 1 artists, I think will be the only artists that I do. Because like that way, like I've even listened to 3 albums lately. And like, I like some of the songs on them, but like, I think I only liked half the record for like 2 of these records. Like, so that's like 5 out of 10 songs I liked. So if I'm doing a full album reaction and like half the record I like, it's kind of a bummer, But I don't know, maybe the answer to that is just like only do deep dives on songs I love. So like if I don't like a song, just like don't bother doing a deep reaction to it. So it's not wasting or not using so much of my time. You know what I mean? Because that's challenging. But yeah, I think you guys get what I mean. Gage, I think one day you put out 4 I know, dude. Yeah, dude. I remember that, bro. Yeah, there's a few days like that. Just, I don't know how I did it, bro. And Sharon, yeah, the good old days. I know. Like, I kind of feel like Lethal Weapon. It's not Mel Gibson. It's the other Danny Glover. Like, I'm too old for this shit. Like, I'm 29, and I sometimes feel like I'm like, yeah, now I'll put out like 1 piece of content every week. I think max I'll do is like 2. Once I start the podcast back up, I think I might do like 1 to 2 pieces of content per week. So like, when I'm building up a back catalog, I'll put up 1. And then once I have like a back catalog filled up, I'll probably put out like 1 podcast and 1 reaction per week. So it'll be kind of like 2 pieces of content. And also like, yeah, you know what? Here's a question. How have you guys been enjoying the content lately? Have you guys been checking it out? Have you guys been enjoying it? Or are you guys kind of like, and I get it, like, are you just kind of like, okay, I only watch stuff if I like the artist? Like, I get it. Sadly, I think that's just kind of the way people are. To be honest, is the way I am. All my favorite reactors, I don't watch everything they do. There's not a single reactor or YouTuber where I watch everything they do. So I think I'm completely have unfair expectations, because I do have unfair expectations. I do get a little bit bummed when I put out a piece of content and gets like 100 views, especially if you put a lot of work into it, I think like anytime you put your heart and your soul into something and you just like, yeah, it's like you have 34,000 subscribers and like 100 people watch something and you're just kind of like, yeah, there can be a little, like the little kid in me, the little kid part of me is like, come on guys. Like, can't like, is anyone going to try something new? But again, I can't expect you guys to do something I don't do. So it is what it is. I think I just have to accept that. And if I love it, I'm doing it for me primarily. And I know that maybe of the 100 people that watch it, maybe some of you, it really means something to. So yeah. But yeah, it's just the consumerist Western world we live in is like those fucking numbers, dude. It's like, think about it. If I showed up to a speech and I was speaking to 100 people, I'd be stoked. I'd be like, holy shit, 100 people showed up to this. Like, this is awesome. But it's only like on YouTube where you're like, if 1,000 people, unless 1,000 people show up, this is a failure. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, our modern culture really, yeah, I think it's like about just being grateful for the people who do show up. You know, like Carolyn, I know you show up in like brand new stuff. Amber, you do. Aaron, you do. Sharon, you always do. Yeah, there's like David. I think sometimes you do. I think you're a little bit more selective, David. I think you have higher standards, or maybe not higher standards, but you know what you like, and you're maybe less interested in trying new things. But I love you, man. And again, I'm the same way. I can't get angry or sad at any of you guys. Dave Wynn, good question. Good question. All right, let's get this good question. Have you ever got a YouTube trophy for 1 million subscribers, or like the channel, I don't want to you play, have your YouTube request to be 30 minutes, make it. So this is the thing is, so I have 34,000 subscribers. This is the thing with art, Dave. Is like, and I don't mean this to be patronizing. I just like, this is my perspective. And, maybe you have a different one that's totally cool. Like for me, the art is that it's 30 minutes. Like when I do a video and I talk for 30 minutes, that video had 30 minutes of me expressing my feelings about it for. It's like if I cut it, and sometimes I do actually. Sometimes I go through a video and I'm like, okay, like I kind of repeated this 2 or 3 times. And to me, I'm like, every time I repeat it, I go deeper into the idea. And I think I explore it with more nuance. And part of the audience, part of you guys love that. You love it when I fully excavate an idea. And that's where my creativity comes in, is like my ability to completely articulate the full breadth of something. That's a skill I have. For whatever reason, I was granted this skill in life. It's a unique skill. Not everyone has it. And so when it comes to my creativity, my art, I go, I'm going to use the skill to the best of my abilities. And if this Breaking Benjamin video, that's 47 minutes, like I'm proud of that video. Maybe not that many people are going to watch it, but to me, I said what I wanted to say. And when I was editing it, I edited the whole thing. I went through the entire thing. I couldn't find anything I wanted to cut. I didn't think there was any wasted space. Now, I do want to hire an editor in the future. I'm going to be hiring an editor because, I think it's always hard for us to edit our babies. Like, there's an author, Brandon Sanderson. I'm really big into fantasy and sci-fi, and he's a fantasy author. He completed the Wheel of Time series, and he's known for Mistborn and Stormlight Archive. And him and Stephen King are famous for, they're so big and they're so successful that they have these huge books, and a lot of people say they should edit their books more. But as an artist, as Brandon, Stephen, myself, it's hard for us to know what part of our art is unnecessary. It's really hard. It is super hard. Because for me, I feel like it took me 47 minutes to fully share every nuance of that video. The music video, the lyrics, the history of the artist, where they've been, where they're going, where they've come from. Like, I go so in depth in these things that is, for me, that's my art. That's what I feel like I offer. And I feel like Elizabeth from The Charismatic Voice does something similar. Her videos are on average 25 to 30 minutes. She more talks about vocal analysis. I more talk about lyrical analysis, and I talk about the themes and stuff. And I'm bringing in my psychology background and merging that with this stuff and like mental health, and really sharing my healing journey so that I can publicly show one way to heal, because it's worked for me very well. The way I heal, I love myself so much more than I did 2 years ago. I accept myself just night and day. I see it in my relationships. I see it in my friendships. I see how I treat people. I see how I treat myself. In a lot of ways, I feel like I'm a different human being than I was 2 or 3 years ago. My energy is different. The cadence of my voice is different. The speed at which I speak is different. The way I handle myself is different. And so, like, for me, it's my main work in life is my healing, is my psychological healing. And I feel like that's why, that's my mission in life, is to, bring mental health and make mental health, normalize mental health conversations, make it less of a stigma. Like, that's my mission in life, is to destigmatize mental health and to create a community where we can all share the things that were our challenges, right? And for that, the videos, for me to be able to talk about the song to the level that I want to talk about the mental health aspect and the lyrics, like, for me to talk about all of those things, like, you get a 5-minute song, that's 5 minutes, get a 2-minute, minute intro, that's 6, 5 minutes talk about the song, 5 minutes talk about the lyrics, 5 minutes talk about the video or whatever. Like, already, like, probably at the least that's 20 minutes right there, because I talk about more than just the song. Like, I'm hitting more pillars of the art. So it's going to take literally at least about 15 or 20 minutes just to get the bare bones out. And then if I want to go a little bit deeper on any of those things, it's another 5 or 10 minutes, right? So I get you, Dave. And bro, you're correct. If you're talking about how do you make yourself more marketable, how do you hit the YouTube algorithm better, how do you go viral, you want shorter videos, you're correct. But I just realized in my life, I'd much rather make art than something that will sell better. And I think I've let go a little bit of my desire to be super successful. Like, I still want to hit 5 million subscribers. Like, I have big aspirations, but now if I can't do it in a way that I'm happy with, I just won't do it. Yeah. I'd rather, again, as I said before, I'd rather love my life and make the art and the creativity, make the art in the creative way I want and that I'm proud of. Because, like, that's my life. Like, every day I'm either studying, my psychology stuff that I study, or I'm making content. Like, that's my life, and hanging out with my friends and my family. Like, 3 things. And if 1/3 of my life is spent making art, and it's not the art that I feel proud of, it's like 1/3 of my life I'm wasting. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, who knows? Maybe when I get an editor, they're going to be much more like, Anton, dude, like, we don't need this. And yeah, I think, like, I'll work with them at first to make sure that, okay, if we're going to cut something, I got to know that my vision. Because if you don't respect my vision, you don't see my vision, you don't really see what I'm here for and what I'm doing here, and you want to cut and trim this, you're going to be like, you don't know what I'm doing, right? But if I found an editor who's like, hey, dude, I get you. I know what you're here to do. And we can just tighten this up, I'd be more than happy to be like, all right, like, I'll let go of my baby a little bit, as long as you're retaining the core essence of what I'm doing. Mikey, we chatted about you visiting the UK on disc. Oh, yeah. Will you be visiting this year, or... I don't know, bro. I just got back from Mexico for 2 weeks. I'm already, like, I'm traveled out. I think I'm gonna be a hermit for another few months at least. Yeah. Cheat Town, don't owe me anything. Still happily sub, man. Thank you, man. And I really appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for the continued support, man. I appreciate it. David, he's live. What's up, dude? I always love seeing you, bro. Yeah, David's another... I think the first time I came across you, David, was our Nothing More album reaction. Way back, like 2 years ago, man. 3 years ago, maybe. Offer still stands. We'll buy you a meal and a few drinks. Absolutely, dude. My friend Lou lives in Ireland, so one of these days, I'll make it. But I need to feel the call to go, All right. Let's see. Lucas Rodriguez. Hey, bro. Who do you think is the GOAT on pop music nowadays? Good question. Michael Jackson's one of them. Literally, his talent is outstanding. Like, he would compose songs pure with ad-libs and like a cappella. Like, he would simulate the like boom, like he would just beatbox. He would like come up with bass parts with his voice, drum patterns, guitar parts, singing. Like, Michael Jackson's insanely talented. He's one of the GOATs. Who do I think is one of the GOATs? Phil Collins. Hands down, dude. Phil Collins. Fleetwood Mac. Are they pop? Kind of. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, pop just means popular. Now it's become like synonymous with like synthesizers. Okay, let's say who 90s pop? Who's the GOAT in the 90s? Like, MJ was still in the 90s, right? Dude, I'm fucking blanking. Who is like Celine Dion, I think, is one of the GOATs. Kelly Clarkson. Do I think Kelly Clarkson? I haven't heard her recent. I haven't heard enough. She has one of the best voices of all time. I really like Avril Lavigne. I think what she did in the 2000s is pretty incredible. Some of like Pink stuff I actually thought was pretty great. And this is the thing is with me is like there's like I'm looking at this from how they influenced pop culture. What do I actually like? Like, I don't always listen to all these artists, but like Michael Jackson and Phil Collins, Fleetwood Mac. Like, if we're talking like really like dance pop kind of shit, undeniably, you know, some of the best. You know, I was thinking like, would I put Backstreet Boys? Backstreet Boys didn't write their own stuff. That doesn't, or a lot of the stuff I've heard they didn't write. Usually for an artist to be like goated, I would want them to write their own stuff. Like, I don't know what Backstreet Boys did with like the boy band formula is pretty exceptional. Like, they just have some phenomenal songs, I think, even though like Max Martin did a lot of their stuff. Yeah, they were really good. They had just impeccable harmonies. I'm blanking on a lot of stuff though. It's also because the thing is with the GOATs of pop is like, you also have to look at how popular they got. Like, because the GOAT is different than what I like. Like, my favorite singer-songwriter is Florence and the Machine, Ed Sheeran, and Jack Savoretti. And Fleetwood Mac. Sting, I don't know if I'd call him pop. It's kind of like, again, if we're just talking about like what was on the radio, like Sting, Phil Collins, you know, those are like my favorite. Like, again, if you look at my in this description of this live stream, who I have in my tier 1, that's who I think the GOATs are. Even though I think I put Michael Jackson in tier 2. Yeah, tier 2 means like I love some of their stuff. I just like, as a human being yet, I haven't fallen in love with them. Senya, only metal concerts? Sheesh, I need to take you to Wardruna concert in Munich this November. What an experience. You should look them up. Yeah, I will after. I know. I definitely want to check out more stuff. Merrick's, glad to see you're doing fine. Miss your reaction videos. Okay, here's a question, guys. Do you guys know that I've been putting up a reaction every single week for the last like 2 or 3 months? Maybe you guys just aren't getting the notifications. Okay, everybody here, can you just like let me know? Do you guys know that I've been putting up a new piece of content every single week? Because like, yeah, I've been here with new content constantly. You know, not as much as I used to, but still putting up a new video every week. Yeah, it blows my mind. Maybe just like the YouTube algorithm has just kind of like dropped me. Sophia, hey, hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. Thank you. Like life's wonderful. Yeah, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the most peaceful I've ever been. I just feel like I have a really good work-life balance right now. Like I love my work. I love the content I'm making. Like I love the stuff I'm studying and, getting more clients, doing more coaching and mentorship and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm really loving my life. I just feel good, But I know that what I'm doing here is not even close to what it's going to become. I have so many creative ideas. You guys have no idea. Like, no idea what I'm have up my sleeve, like in the future. And for me, it's having the patience to unveil my vision step by step and not feeling like I need to be further than I am. Because like this stuff takes stepping stones. I think like creating anything incredible, it's patience, vision, and doing it step by step. And knowing that you can't rush to the end, you need to make sure that you built the foundation on every level. So that when you do have the empire, when you do have when you've finalized your greatest ambitions and creative vision, that you have just this powerful foundation underneath it. And so for me, that's what really excites me, is knowing where my content's going to be going. And once I bring in this Human Design Gene Keys stuff deeper into my reactions, that will be the full emergence of my art. Like that will be like my intellectual study, my life's work, meeting like my love of music and the musical gifts I've been given. Like once I can bring those things together, I think I'll just be really fulfilled in what I'm doing, My ATF reaction of viewers. What is that? What does ATF mean? I have no clue. Is Slim Diana New Day Has Come? Yeah, that's an incredible song. Yeah, that song literally had me in tears. David, I feel attacked when my Spotify playlist is something along the lines of divorced dad emo metal. Dude, do they actually tell you that? That'd be hilarious when they have their Spotify wrapped. If they like, oh, that'd be so funny, dude. But yeah, man, divorced dad emo metal. Yeah, I definitely listen to some of that stuff too, man. 100%. George, have you ever been to London? No, I've actually never been to Europe, man. Definitely want to get to Europe. Oh, we got a lot here. Okay, I'm gonna go faster for you guys. David, those Spotify playlist titles are diabolical sometimes. Dave, I have 500,000 songs in my library since I'm a former business as a DJ. Oh, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. Guns N' Roses. All my songs have from Gladys Knights to Guns N' Roses to Luther. That's awesome. I really respect that. I really respect that breadth of. So yeah, I think you're like me, man. It's like you value a lot of different kinds of stuff. Mikey, so glad you are now back doing videos, streams. When you come to the UK, we should go to a concert. 100%. I'm so honored to see Fleetwood Mac live on stage 9 times. Gosh, man, I definitely want to see them, man. Kenny Chesney, Reba McEntire, Starset, Breaking Benjamin, Thomas Rhett. Yeah, Thomas Rhett. I want to do more of him. I really liked Thomas Rhett in college, but I haven't. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, Starset's dope. Breaking Benjamin's coming tomorrow. Love to get more Thomas Rhett. That's actually awesome, Gage. I didn't know you were in the country too. That's really cool, man. Again, 500,000 songs. That's insane. Top 3, Odessa, Nathaniel Ratliff, and the Night Sweats, Nothing More. Whoa, I don't know any of those except for Nothing More, man. Wow. Some songs you really connect, like instead of a reaction vid, kind of go into and go through each line to break and talk about. Like some songs you really connect, like instead of a reaction vid, kind of go into and go through. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I do that still every week. Don't I? I feel like all of my recent reactions, I think I've been doing line by line. 3 Days Grace, I did line by line. I got really into it. Nickelback, I think I did line by line. Breaking Benjamin, I did line by line. Yeah, I think so. Have you been checking out any of the new stuff, Gage? But I don't know, maybe you just mean like there's sometimes where you can feel I'm fully immersed in the soul of the music. Like that will only happen if I love a song. I can't fake that. When I fully dive into something, it's like, it's only if that song has captured my heart. But I hear you. Senya, my favorite concerts, Coldplay in Munich last year, Backstreet Boys in Munich, Warjuna, James Blunt. Yeah, James Blunt, I love his vibe, man. He's awesome. Gage, I will say I've been working on a lot of stuff, so I've been kind of disconnected from social media. Good for you, dude. Good for you. It's funny, dude, because part of me is like, oh, that sucks. Gage isn't part of the community. But the other part of me that loves you is like, hey, good for you, man. Like, way to get off social media, because it's like a black hole. Sometimes I get on these social media, YouTube rabbit holes, man. It just like takes you down a rabbit hole, bro. So I hear you. Mikey, we'll log in Discord chat now. Some of Combo said, what parts of UK? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Missed out a bit when I said, I know I said Cornwall, but one of my beaches. Yeah. Carolyn, Darren Hayes is writing a new album, so maybe he will tour. Oh, I'd love to see Darren Hayes. His last record, Homosexual. I just, the balls of naming your record Homosexual. That record was amazing. I still listen to that record. Like, it's one of my favorite records of the year, actually. I love that record. Darren Hayes, I still listen to Darren. He's still one of my favorite artists. Hey, what's up, Russ? Always wonderful to see you, bro. And my other MTG fan, Magic the Gathering. Hey, what's up, Ralph? Hey, man, ever listen to Greta Van Fleet? I need you to introduce yourself to Sharon. Sharon loves Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet. I've done a few reactions. They're on the Patreon, actually, if you want to check those out. I've done 2 or 3, I think. Dave Wayne, I have a great secret for all of you in the chat. If you want to check out artists, this is out, you do it. For example, type Journey space topic as you see it. That'll take you to all their albums. Cool. Mikey. Yeah. Russ, Anton TED Talk went. Bro, you actually don't know this, man, but like, I was going to do a TED Talk back in 2018. Yeah. I ended up not doing it, but yeah, I was going to do a TED Talk in 2018. I'm happy I didn't. I feel like I will do a TED Talk one. I don't know, maybe. But yeah. I feel like I really want to get deeper in my work. I think like I think it's the perfectionist in me, man, but like, yeah, there's a perfectionist in me where I feel like I only want to talk about this stuff once I've like mastered it, once I have like fucking 20,000 hours in it. Like I have 2,000 hours into my work, between like, internal family systems, IFS, which is a psychological system. I've been studying human design and gene keys. Like I have about 2,000 hours between all those. So like I have a lot. I'm a fifth of the way to an expert. And like a lot of people have told me, they're like, you can't wait till you're an expert to talk with. Like a lot of people tell me like I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. Like even when I was in Mexico, I talked to one woman who I gave her a reading, and she said that like she actually knew the best person in the world at it. And she said he was the only one better than me at it. Like I was kind of blown away. And I did another reading with someone else. I made him cry, and he said like he'd never heard anyone talk about his life the way I did. So like I know I have a gift at it, but the perfectionist in me, feels like I have to fucking master the system. So, but luckily I have enough friends and family who are like, hey, you got a gift, you got to share it, and the world needs it. That's, yeah. My friend Karen told me that. She's like 66. Like, she's a good friend of mine. And, yeah, that's what she told me. She's like, yeah, the world, you have a gift and the world needs it. And she's like, because she's a perfectionist too. She's been a psychologist for like, I think 30 years. And she said she too, just like, she didn't value her gifts until way too late. And she saw that in me, and she's like, yeah, like we're similar. Like, we're both perfectionists, and we both feel like we have to fucking master something before we can even talk about it. Like, I've turned down podcasts and stuff because I just don't feel like I'm ready. And I actually might go on now and just be honest and be like, hey, like I've done 2,000 hours of this. Everyone tells me I have a gift for it. I know I have a gift for it, but because of my own integrity, like, I'm not going to say I'm a fucking expert at it. But yeah, I'll be doing a TED talk probably when I hit 10,000 hours, I think. Sharon, I watch every video you make. Aw. Yeah, you're one of my favorite people in the universe, Sharon. I value you so much. Like, yeah. My grandparents were both dead on my dad's side before I was born. And my grandfather was a child molester, and my grandmother was a fucking sociopath. So, yeah, it means a lot to have kind of like people like you in my life, Sharon, that really value what I do. So thank you. Dave, an example. Cool. David, I'm always editing my babies. Yeah, no, man. What have you been working on, bro? Yeah, they're software babies. Don't worry, they deserve it. Russ, The Stand is a massive book, but every page is fucking fantastic. Also, Dude, Dark Tower is still on my list, man. It's still on my list. There's some things I have to finish. Otherland. I want to finish Red Rising. I want to do Wheel of Time. There's I want to finish Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. But dude, Dark Tower, Stephen King is on my list. He's still one of my favorite authors of all time. Carolyn, watch and look forward to Thursday too to see what you have for us. Yeah, I like in England, so I have to wait a little bit longer. Yeah, it's a really good one on Thursday. Even if you don't like the song, I think you'll like the discussion afterward. Tell me about it with regard to mental health, especially men's mental health. Makes my blood boil when people say, yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I think what the world needs the most in is just like acceptance and, yeah. Accepting each other, accepting where we're at, having patience, and not feeling like we need to be better than we are right now, Madonna is the GOAT. Madonna was extremely influential. Very talented artist. Do you like Amy Grant? Never heard of her. Yeah, some of Madonna's stuff is exceptional. Definitely like Papa Don't Preach, Frozen, Like a Prayer, Into the Groove. A lot of great songs. Mikey, Savage Garden were a good one for pop in the 90s. All right, guys. So I'm going to get going here pretty soon. I'm going to finish all these questions. But if you have any last questions or comments or concerns, please, I do want to get to some of your concerns. If any of you are worried about the direction of the channel, if any of you have any questions or comments, please let me know before we finish this live stream, because I do want to just, even if I can't tell you something that you want to hear, I at least just want to hear you and honor your feelings. So let me know if you have any concerns. I do want to hear those. Madonna and Michael Jackson are the two most influential pop stars in history. Yeah, for sure. Again, that's where I'm looking at what are my favorites. Yeah, I haven't felt emotionally connected to Madonna yet. I've seen a couple notifications, but not always. Okay. Only a couple. Seriously, dude? Only a couple? Because yeah, I think I put out man, what, 16? No, not 16 videos. Probably 12 videos. And you've only got notifications on 2? Wow, okay. So guys, I put up a video every Thursday. So every Thursday, a video every single week. Yeah. Make sure you guys check that out. 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. AM. All-time favorite. Should have seen that coming. That's an obvious one. Do you like Amy Grant's pop stuff? I've never even heard of Amy Grant. Love Greta Van Fleet. Baby, baby, I'm taken by the notion to love you with the sweetest devotion, baby. Sweetest devotion. Guns N' Roses? No. Aerosmith or Guns N' Aerosmith, right? Tender love will flow from the bluest skies to the deepest ocean. Stop for a minute. Back to you, Anton. Pecans or almonds? Oh, dude, pecans, man. And macadamia. Macadamia nut cookies, man. Those are the best. David asking the real questions. Yeah. And why not both? Because these questions are always more fun when you have to choose your lover. But no, I'm with you, Mike. Both. I always have, like, I cycle in my diet. Macadamia, cashews, almonds, pecans, Brazil nuts, and walnuts. I love walnuts too. Cashews are probably macadamia nuts and cashews, I think, are my overall favorites. But yeah, pecans too. Again, so does anybody have any concerns? So it's absolutely okay if any of you are concerned with anything. Are any of you afraid that I won't get to one of your favorite artists? Do any of you, okay, here's a question. Do any of you honestly feel like the quality of the content has dropped? It's okay if you guys have. It's totally okay. Yeah, I would like to know. Does anyone feel like the quality's dropped? I have lots of concerns, David. I think you're kidding, but if you actually do have any concerns, man, like, let me know. Okay, here's a question to you guys. How do you think I could improve the content? You know, honestly, again, like, you know, maybe, like, ultimately, if I feel like, you know, someone's concern goes against my creative vision, like, I'll always side with my creative vision. But maybe there's some blind spots I have, you know? Maybe I'm just, like, not seeing something. Yeah, let me know. Oh, no, the quality is good, fam, but my concerns are real. Not about the channel. Oh, yeah. About the state of the world. Yeah, David, you're a political man, so I get you. Yeah, thank you for being vague. That will be a conversation for another time on one of our current event reactions. Okay, I'm going to finish this up in 20 seconds. I'm just going to wait. If any of you have any ways you think, and let me know if you guys send you nothing wrong with the channel as far as I can see. Cool. Because I think, like, also because the content has not been doing well lately, like it's even lower than I think my rock channel was, and that channel was always way lower than my pop channel. I kind of just see it like, you know what? Like, I just see it as patience. I value what I'm doing. I think I'm doing the best work. You know, I'm not going to say I think I'm doing the best work. I don't agree when people say that. I think I'm just doing the work I'm meant to do right now. I don't think it's any better or worse than it used to be. I think it used to be perfect the way it was for who I was at the time. Now it's different. I love what I do. I'm proud of what I do. And I think I just want to find people that value what I do. You know? Yeah. And I'm hoping, because the discussions, even if maybe people don't always like the song that I review, it would be cool if, I don't know what I would have to do for people to take more of a chance on the content. But I don't know, I would like to see people, and I don't know, maybe it's like, what I'm going to start doing is maybe titling the videos different, like talk about the themes first. Like, so Breaking Benjamin, tomorrow's video, I have it exploring the hero's journey through Breaking Benjamin's Awaken. Because, like, I'm like, maybe if I share the theme and I put the theme in front of the artist, people might be like, oh, I want to hear more about the hero's journey. I'm a fan of Joseph Campbell. Or, you know, like, maybe if I can make the video brand it more than just the artist, people will be more willing to take a chance on it. Because if I brand it the artist first, if people don't like that artist or don't know that artist, they just won't check it out, right? So yeah, I'm hoping, you know, maybe it's just a titling issue. Like I know like pretty much I have a very similar thumbnail style to Elizabeth from The Charismatic Voice. She was a big inspiration on that. And she gets hundreds of thousands of views on each video. I feel like she's amazing at what she does. She's probably my favorite overall. She's wonderful. I do think I'm doing the equivalent of my work that she's doing. I think she's doing amazing work in getting vocal analysis out there. I think I'm doing amazing work at getting mental health conversations out there and doing really deep philosophical dives into lyrics and talking about the themes. I think I'm doing, I'm really proud of what I'm doing. I think that once the algorithm, you know, picks me up, I think I don't know, maybe Elizabeth, like, I can't say I have the same appeal that she does. I don't know, maybe she has more of a mainstream appeal than me, or maybe I just haven't hit the algorithm yet. Maybe I haven't found my people fully. I know a lot of you guys are my people for sure, but like I haven't found the full community of my people, you know? But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I deserve to be in the conversation with Elizabeth. Like, again, I think her approach to reactions through vocal analysis has similar potency to my methodology of doing reactions with lyrical analysis. Yeah. So I just see it as I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing work that I'm proud of and just wait until my time. You know, like how many people, you know, like Chris Williamson sometimes talks about this. Like he got like 0 views on his podcast for like a year or two. Like I actually popped off pretty quick, to be honest. I popped off pretty quick. This is my second channel. You guys didn't even know. I had another channel where I had 30,000 subscribers back in 2021. So like I popped off quick. And I think that's what's hard too, is that because like I popped off and then I feel like I've been dropping, that's hard. It's hard because I sometimes just wonder, do people not like what I do anymore? Is an algorithm issue? I don't know, is what I'm doing too niche? Is the depth in which I go into what I do just too deep for the average music listener? And again, I if that's the case, I'm just like that's my work. Like this is my art. This is my creativity. You know, this is what I'm passionate about, and I can't fake it. So, yeah, I'll just keep doing what I do and just hope that, you know, there's success on the other side of it for me. And also, like, I see it as kind of the hero's journey. Like, okay, because I'm not popping off and I'm doing this for me, I'm building up the muscles of doing this when not many people care. You guys care. Like, all you that are, you know, show up all the time. I fucking really value you guys. Like, you guys really care. You guys are like, you guys are kind of like family. Like, to be honest, I know Russ has mentioned it before. Like, you know, he said this feels like a family. Because, like, it does for me. You know, like, I share myself with you guys very deeply. There's not really anything I hold back. And there's even things I want to talk about even more honestly with you guys in the future, things that, more personal things I want to get off my chest, kind of like the I Lied video, like nothing like that bad, but just, I tell my friend Ian this all the time. I say, I want to be on YouTube. I don't want there to be a single difference between who I am on YouTube and who I am in my real life. Like if I don't know. Yeah, there's one thing I'm gonna be talking about it on a later date. Yeah, there's some. It's not bad. It's just it's I guess I'll say it. So I guess I'll just say it right now because it feels like it's so like one thing on my mind, and I'm just going to very briefly say this. I'm going to actually talk about this more in depth at a later date. But like women, when you're a content creator and you've had some success, like this question of like, do you engage with women that reach out, right? Because like I'm still finding my way through it. I've had some encounters with people that reached out that were very positive. But almost all of them have been very positive, and sometimes like I wonder, I don't know, like is there a problem with that? Is there a kind of like a level of responsibility as a content creator influencer on the internet that like you can't, I don't know, like what if I find my wife online? You know what I mean? What if I find my next girlfriend online? Like sometimes I question that. I'm like, as long as I'm doing everything above board, I'm honest with the people that reach out, everything is consensual, everything is like ethical. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's something I want to talk about because like when I tell my friend Ian, I'm like, hey man, like the conversations I have with my friends behind closed doors, like I want to be able to have on YouTube. And some people might be like, hey man, like no one needs to fucking know this shit. Like doesn't matter. It's totally cool. And like, I don't know. I just, there's a comment on my I Lied video where someone said, everybody on YouTube is like full of shit and everyone's lying and most people are. And I just thought about that and I was like, yeah, but does it have to be? Like, I don't know, like, could we get a culture on the internet where we're just all fully authentic and honest? Yeah, I don't know, like, I feel like the stigmas that happen online, I don't know, it's currently my perspective that, like, I don't know, I just want to live in a world where, like, nobody's two-faced. We all are just totally transparent. Like, I feel like that's the future, is just transparency. I've seen so many like scandals with people lately. Like Neil Gaiman's now a fucking rapist, apparently. There's these like recent Daniel Green allegations that turned out to like be over exaggerations. Like, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just think, I'm like, what if we all just were totally transparent and accepted each other and not held like, I don't know, held people to these perfectionistic standards. So yeah, I don't know. This might be too much, information. I don't know. I just like, as I was sharing that there's things I want to tell you about in my head, I was like, okay, if I don't tell them now, are they going to fucking think I killed somebody? Like, you know what I mean? It was like, it was getting to the point where I was like, okay, I need to like briefly mention this or they're going to be like, holy shit, another I Lied video of you doing terrible shit or something. Like, I'm like, no, it's not that. But if I don't talk about it now, people are going to think it's that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's been on my mind. I've even talked to my close friends about it, talked to my mom about it. I've been like, hey, like, what's your perspective on this? I don't think I've done anything wrong. I don't think I've done anything unethical. Yet at the same time, I think there's like a power thing. Like I'm, as a public figure, it's like, yeah, I don't know, like a lot of people fall in love with public figures and put them on pedestals. I do my best to like take myself off pedestals, and I try my best to be like, this is who I am. You know, this is what I'm looking for in my life. You know, are you knowing all the details? Do you still want to pursue something or whatever? And I know I'm being like vague, but like, I'm like, how much do I even say about this already? It's feeling like it's almost like too much information. But yeah, that's like the last thing like I do want to make a video about in the future, because like I don't want to create this false sense that I'm something I'm not. I almost felt like at the beginning of my career, like especially 2020, 2021, and 2022, like I set myself up, and maybe I didn't, but like I felt like I kind of set myself up as like this, like not perfect person, but like this very pure-hearted person. And I am pure-hearted. Like I'm compassionate and loving, but like I'm definitely not pure. You know what I mean? Like I have my own temptations, my own challenges, my own issues, like everybody. And I just saw that as becoming a potential problem, because it just wasn't authentic. Because I'm like, yeah, like I deal with the same shit everyone deals with. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'll I'll go through some of these comments. We'll see what you guys said, if anything. But yeah, that's a super fucking random way to end this stream. But I don't know. I kind of see us all as friends here. So, and hey, this is the kind of shit I talk about with my friends. So if I'm truly going to treat my audience as my friends, I fucking need to walk the walk and not be like, oh yeah, you guys are my family, my friends, but I'm not going to bring up the shit that I'd talk with my actual friends about, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I just wonder, like, yeah, I think there has to be like a new standard for influencer. And if we don't want to keep getting fucking blindsided by influencers and content creators doing shit we're blown away by badly, like I think it's just like, let's just all on the internet be authentic and deal with whatever consequences come. Because then at least we're not like, because I think sometimes like we're set up as like the ideal of what a human being is supposed to be. And like what I mean by that is like, if all of your heroes never share their flaws or their wounds, like we become the ideal, even though we shouldn't be, but we do. People project. That's why they put us on pedestals, because like we become the ideal. And I'm like, I think it's our job to take ourselves off pedestals and be honest, be like, yeah, I'm still trying to figure this shit out too. Like, I don't know how to fucking navigate this stuff. Because like in the real world, you know, if someone hit on me or reached out, like you'd just be like, oh, you seem cool, and and I find you attractive. Cool, right? But then it's like online, it's like, how do you navigate this? Is the answer to always say no? Again, what if your fucking wife reaches out, you know? What if you're a girlfriend, what if your fucking destiny, some woman or man who you're supposed to meet is, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, I'm getting my head around it. And I think the more I talk about it openly, the more I'll set myself free from this like kind of feeling of like the secret I feel like I've had. Even though like I think everybody knows that this shit happens all the time, and I talk to other content creators and it happens all the time. But I don't know. So let's see what you guys said. Nothing wrong with your channel. Nothing wrong with your channel. The algorithm must be fed. More of the same, please. Cool. Feed me. Say more. Say more. What with nuts? Sanya, you deserve more subscribers. Thank you. I've seen other channels with a huge amount of subscribers and I still don't know how they got them. Yeah, and would love to know some examples in your opinion. That's an you want controversy? That's a good question. I wouldn't say names, that would be mean, but some other reaction channels who seem fake, at least to me. I will name a channel, for example. I've never even heard of that. Don't know that one. Check it out. Clickbait is second to none and has lost a lot of viewers due to the onwards, my friends. I think a lot of people just want to see somebody sit and listen to a song, say like two things and that's it. I like some of those people, but I also appreciate more deep conversation about stuff. Yeah, man, I can't type today. Don't think everyone's full of shit on YouTube, but some people post stuff just to get likes. So I don't really trust anyone. Not everyone, but a lot of people do, and not just for real likes, but also for subs. Yeah, 100%. Anton wanted to finish the live in a few seconds, and now, yeah, I know. Change his name to Antangent. Oh, I know, dude. Yeah. It's just like a Joe Rogan conversation, you know? People do lie online, but they also lie straight to your face. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to ever lie again. That's it. So anyway, I love you guys. So thank you for hanging out all this time. But yeah, this went way more personal at the end than I thought. But yeah, do more lives more often. Love it. Yeah. I'll be doing it every time I like get to like a milestone. This is kind of like what I do on Twitch every week. We have these kind of conversations all the time, but we also react to stuff. So yeah. So I'll be doing YouTube live streams like every time I hit a milestone. So like, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, 125, 100, so on and so forth. But if you want to like actually talk to me and stuff, yeah, Twitch. And then I'm creating my membership platform, which like I said is, it's coming. I still have to figure out kind of like pricing structures, and I also have to figure out what authentically feels right for me. Yeah. Next live stream next Twitch stream will be next week. And next live stream will be 50,000 subscribers. I think I've kind of answered everything I want. And now for everybody who's going to watch this after, please leave a question and a comment down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the channel. I'd love to answer all of those. So I love you guys, and take care.